Good morning, everybody. Another Monday. I think it's 24th of August 2025 and it's 6:30 in the morning and I'm on my morning run. Jesus, that's bloody terrible to do that. I'm out here on the, this is called Mountain Ash Road. I'll make a left turn here and go up the Windellama Road for about a kilometre. A little bit of traffic on the road this morning because of Monday morning, people going to work and so on. Come back to you in about a kilometre's time then. This is Brisbane Grove Road, so I turned onto it, obviously. It goes about 3 kilometres in a southerly direction. Bit of a hill to climb here, and not quite as steep as the one if I'd have come from the other end. Alright, I'll come back to you when I get a bit further along. Well, here you can see the drop, I suppose, to down towards the Braidwood Road. I suspect it's about a kilometre from here to there. I'll make a right turn there and head back towards Goulburn. It probably doesn't look as steep when you're running down it, and it isn't really all that steep. It's just a long hill if you're coming at it from the Braidwood Road end. This is the intersection of Brisbane Grove Road and Braidwood Road. Make your right hand turn going back in towards Goulburn, so going west. Going west back into Goulburn. We made a left hand turn. You go east towards Braidwood and eventually the coast. Coming up ahead, just past the 60k sign, is the Thorns Bridge. It's over the Mulwaree River. And I think I've got about 3k's to go for the next section. Coming up on Goulburn Mulwaree Council Viola Arena, Ross Whittaker Basketball Stadium. Not sure when something becomes an arena and not just a stadium or a hall or whatever. Anyway, Viola is a trust, I think, set up by Visi, who are a waste management company, and they provide funding for community things. Presumably some funding here. It's the home of Goulburn basketball. Also home of Goulburn greyhounds and trots, I think, as well. This is the intersection of the Braidwood Road and Bungonia Road to the right. I'm going to go right. I've got about, I think, 2.8, maybe 3 kilometres to go back to my starting point. I'm going across a Lansdowne Bridge in about 800 metres. Before that, there's a little up ahead past the Goulburn Brewery. Now this is the old Goulburn Brewery on the left here. Old Goulburn Brewery because there's a newer one out near the big marina. This one has been closed for a long time. Only built in 1836. People have been working on it for what seems like about 2 years, and it's now reopened. I'm not sure if they have a brew of their own or they sell, other people's brands. But there's a restaurant here, I believe. Interesting thing about This building was designed by Francis Greenaway, who was a colonial architect. Now the interesting thing about that is he was sent out to Australia from Great Britain for forgery as a convict. I don't know if he had any architectural training. I assume he must have done, because he designed lots of buildings around New South Wales, including the Conservatorium of Music, which was originally designed and built to be the government stables. And just ahead here is the Lansdowne Bridge. It's called that because on the other side of it, over the hill, is the Lansdowne estate. If you're looking widescreen or full screen when you're watching this video, you see some of the buildings of the Lansdowne estate just up the hill on the left over there. So there you have once a large farming property. Not sure what it is now, but the people who owned it did own the brewery at one stage as well. One of the things about running is you've got to prepare for the conditions when you go out and what they're going to be like when you run a few Ks. This morning I put on a light jacket, enough to let me deal with the slight chill there was. Not cold, but just a slight chill. And now that I've been running I'm about 7 kilometres, I'm quite warmed up and I need to get it off. The problem is I'm wearing the chest harness with the camera on it, so trying to wriggle out of it while you're continuing to move so you don't have to stop time is a bit tricky. So think about when you go out to run, think about what you put on and what it's going to be like when you've been running a couple of k's and you're all warmed up. You see lots of people, they go to park run, get their sloppy joes and stuff like that on, and then they take it off and pick it up on the way back. Sometimes they forget. That's why park runs often have a lot of lost clothing or leftover clothing at the end of the day. Anyway, got a bit over a kilometre to go now. Back to the starting point. Come back. This bridge that I'm about to cross is an overpass of the highway bypass around Goulburn. It's on the Windellama Road, north that way to Sydney, south that way to Canberra. But exactly what I was going to talk about. This road bridge has practically no shoulder, so there's nowhere for you to go when you're trying to run across it, and you have to hope that there's not traffic coming in both directions at the same time, or if there is, slow down and let you get past. Like you just going past me blaring his horn. I'm big enough and I'm wearing a bright blue shirt for him to be able to see me. Have to adjust his speed for, I don't know, maybe 100 metres at the most. Across that bridge is not a huge imposition. So you see here, around now the shoulder is much wider, the white line at the edge of the road. Plenty of space for me to run, but not when I'm crossing the bridge. Coming back to that bridge at the moment, I can't be the only person ever who runs out here. I'm not asking for anything special, but if you see somebody running and you know the shoulder's not all that wide, slowing down for the time it takes you to cross the bridge isn't going to be a major inconvenience to you. I suppose that's a risk you take if you're running on these country roads, but you still should be able to run safely is all I'm saying. Alright, as you can see, there's a turn off up here. It says Mountain Ash Road, Bungonia National Park. I'm going to turn there and go, I don't know, 50 metres and I'll be back where I started from. I'm back on the Mountain Ash Road here. I've got 30 metres, maybe 50 metres or something, and go to where I started from, which is a motorcycle memorial. Marks the first motorcycle Grand Prix held in Australia, I think. There's some detail here in the display, some detail information down in the basketball arena, and also some information on one of the plaques on Goulburn Street, frontage of Belmore Park. Yes, first Australian motorcycle Grand Prix in 1924. Alright, I don't know if you can see that, 9:37 kilometres and 58:19. I'm not going to be getting a call from Men's Fitness or Seniors Fitness to tell me all about, be interviewed about all my running and all that sort of stuff on that time, but I'm mainly just satisfied in doing the distance. Thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, leave them in the appropriate place and I'll get back to you when I become aware of them.